Good morning, CSL Greater Baltimore. Welcome to the 10 a.m. meditation. I invite you to just get comfortable right where you are. Just breathing in and signaling to your body to relax, to be open to receive. One of the weekly text messages from Reverend Ray and my inspiration for this spiritual practice. He says and quotes from Jordan Bergman, Thanksgiving and everyone who is alive can find something to be grateful for if they look for it. If you're among the few who can't find anything, start with the fact that you are alive and continue from there. Counting one's blessings is a barometer of mental health. I'm so grateful for these daily messages and insights and inspiration. When I taught junior church, we would start each meeting with 7 glass containers with 7 candles in them. On these candles, these containers were written the words that we would affirm, and then we'd turn on the candle and put it into one of the containers. So I just invite you for right now, just to breathe in these words and these truths. Breathing in, God is love. Breathing out, I am love. God is joy. I am joy. God is peace. I am peace. God is beauty. I am beauty. God is light. I am light. God is life. I am life. God is power. I am power. After these affirmations, we would take glass pebbles and place a pebble in one of the containers and say what we were grateful for. 2 things that I noticed initially were that usually I would have to start with something like, I'm grateful for my pets, my family, my hands, rain, sun, any and everything positive. The second thing was when I started, the children would eagerly join in and come up with things that they were grateful for. And it was so much fun to be a part of. Learning to be grateful, to be gratitude itself, is an important lesson and skill and tool that we can continue to use to develop and grow on. Now I invite you to imagine that you have a couple handfuls of pebbles or a huge, cosmic, universal, endless supply. As you sit and you breathe in, think of all the things that you are grateful for. As you drop a pebble in our life-affirming glass candle holders. Let's take several minutes for this practice, just remembering to breathe in. And if something takes you away, just use your breath to come back, giving gratitude for all the things that are in your life. And then I will end with an affirmative prayer. So just breathing in, being so grateful for this life, for this time. If you've drifted off or just entering this meditation, just start with, I am grateful for all the things in life that you are grateful for. Just call them to mind and let them bless your being. I invite you back into your space, this place, as we end with an affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. Just giving gratitude and thanks for this magnificent day, for all these opportunities to give thanks, to spread our joy out into the world, knowing, understanding, trusting, and believing that there's one power, one infinite presence, one creative joy and love that is eternal, the ever-giving presence that I call God, that I call Spirit, that I call Yeshua, Muhammad, Buddha, Allah, whatever name I give it cannot contain what this is. And I'm grateful for knowing that I'm a part of it, that I may not be the whole pie, but I am a piece of the pie. I breathe this in, perfectly incarnating expressions of this one magnificent presence, showing up here and now in form, spiritual beings on a spiritual adventure in human 3D form. Breathing in, giving gratitude and thanks for the sense of taste and touch and smell and sight. Giving gratitude and thanks for these seasons, for every leaf that falls off a tree and nourishes the ground, seeing the beauty that surrounds life, seeing the beauty in the changing of seasons, seeing the beauty in the face of another, and that recognition and smile that it's God. When we look at each other and we truly recognize our magnificence, just being grateful for each other, being grateful for the Center for Spiritual Living, where we come together to meet and greet and celebrate the divine, and just give gratitude and thanks for this. Gratitude and thanks for the sun and the moon and the stars, the oceans, those special places of comfort that we have, those special people that we love and trust and find comfort in, the spaces where we feel at home, where we declare we're at home in each moment, when we're walking, being grateful and in awe just of being conscious of our breath, being conscious of our awareness of life, our willingness to express joy and peace, our willingness to be love and beauty, our willingness to be the power that is God expressing through us in each and every moment, to say yes and yes and yes. I am so grateful for this day. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to pray. I'm so grateful for all that are listening or listen to this later. I'm so grateful for the ripple effect and the power that this has whenever two or more gather and declare that it's all God, that it's all good, that it's enfolding and unfolding and empowering me in each and every moment to live my life as God in form. It's God walking, breathing, talking, smiling, listening, driving, in particular, God driving. Knowing that we always go as God because we are God. Just giving so much gratitude for this day, for this season of Thanksgiving, for this season of thanks living, for moving into a winter season of reflection, for just being alive and having a willingness to express that, to be that, to share that, to know the truth for each other, to know the truth when we can't see it, or let someone else to see it for us. To just be the delight of the divine, daring to express itself as only it can through each unique individual that we are. We are the perfection that is God showing up right now, right here and now, and it is good. It is so good. So just being grateful and surrendering into this moment, surrendering and trusting and knowing that the highest and best is always unfolding in my life, is unfolding in the life of the center, that we just accept that we get out of our own way, that we open our arms wide, we open our minds, we open our hearts, we trust and surrender, and we say yes, knowing that something bigger and deeper is going on here, and we are here on purpose in this divine place and space to share, shed, express our joy. I am so grateful for this, and I release this with every breath, breathing in and releasing, breathing in and releasing the goodness that is God, knowing that it's all is well in my life. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well in my center, and I am grateful. I let this prayer go. I let this meditation grow in anticipation of a magnificent service. I am so grateful. And so it is.
May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world have fresh, clean water to drink. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world have food and a home. May all beings of the world have someone to share love with. May all beings of the world know their true purpose. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world be well and happy right now. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world be free from suffering. And today I shall do all that I can do to make it so, to make it so. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world have fresh, clean water to drink. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world have food and a home. May all beings of the world have someone to share love with. May all beings of the world know their true purpose. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world be well and happy right now. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world be free from suffering. And today I shall do all that I can do to make it so, 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 to make it so.
Good morning and happy Sunday.
Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Reverend Dr.
How are you?
Oh, how am I? I I'm doing well, thank you. Excellent. You're messing with me this morning. You know what that does. And we breathe. In order to help with our method of recording service, we request that congregants and participants who are not speaking, performing, or interpreting to please turn cameras off until after service. At that time, all can come on camera to fellowship and share the love. Thank you for your cooperation. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore's virtual service. I am your host, Tracy Rhymes. Senior Minister, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson is our speaker. Our musician is Celia Farran. Serving as today's practitioner who led the pre-service meditation is Sue Monaghan. Assisting with making this service open, inviting, and accessible to the deaf community are our sign language interpreters, Dedra Wilcher and Renuka Purimetla. On behalf of Reverend Dr. Ray, thank you for your service. At CSLGB, every Sunday is an invite a friend or family member Sunday. Make sure you spread the love and invite someone to service. We would love to have them hang out with us. Sue Monaghan has been part of this teaching since 2004. She has been a practitioner since 2013. Sue believes that we are the point of power in our lives, that our essence is spiritual, and it is good. It is her desire to let Spirit reveal this wonderful truth through her. Sue is committed to CSLGB's vision that we are demonstrating a world that works for all. One life-affirming thought, word, feeling, deed, and one human interaction at a time. We all make a difference in other people's lives. May our light shine for all to see.
Good morning, CSL Greater Baltimore. What a wonderful day to share together. So we center and ground right here and right now, right wherever you are, whatever place and space you are as part of this Zoom meeting. We're grateful to be together today. We're grateful to spend this time together today. Knowing that as we gather that there's only one divine presence, one infinite creative source and potential that is all life. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God's Spirit. And everything was created in the likeness and the image of this one divine entity. We are all divine sparks. We are all part of this creative, eternal, spiritual presence. So today I give gratitude and thanks for this. I give gratitude and thanks for this space to meet in, for everything that goes on behind to put this together, for the message and the music and the interpretation. Just giving gratitude and thanks for this day, to see each other, to know the truth, and to celebrate our divinity. It is all good. It is all God unfolding in each and every moment. And that feels right. That feels good. I am grateful. I can release this treatment saying all is well. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Sue. The CSLGB's community honors the world's religions. One tree, many branches. One mountain, many paths. One world, many religions and spiritual traditions. With the lighting of these candles on the first Sunday of each month, we not only honor each person on their select path, but we also bless them and recognize the light, the love, and the life-affirming nature of spirit as it shows itself in each path, in each practice, and in each person. Time for announcements. We currently have 3 weekly ongoing ways to study, learn, and discuss. On the first and third Monday nights, the Sacred Contracts Book Club, hosted by Nancy Rosenberg. On Wednesday nights, the Science of Mind Textbook Exploration Group and the Thursday night study group facilitated by Reverend Dr. Ray. Sign up for the CSLGB newsletter, the CSLGB Facebook and Instagram pages, and get more news and information by visiting CSLGreaterbaltimore.org or .com. Courageous Conversations. The CSLGB C7 Core will have group and panel discussions with Q's and A's to encourage open, honest, and authentic dialogues regarding topics such as race, gender, and being LGBTQ. If you are interested in more information about this, contact Reverend Dr. Ray. If this fundraising vision inspires you and you are interested in serving on the fundraising committee in any way possible, contact the chair, Renuka, and come together to strategize the most effective ways to manifest funding. To get more information, meeting dates and time, and join the committee, send an email to renuka.permaletta@gmail.com. Here at CSLGB, where every Sunday is an invite a friend or family member Sunday, did you know it is also a become a member Sunday? That's right. Every Sunday is a great day to choose this as your spiritual community, your spiritual family. The first step is to take the discovery class, which is offered online and can be taken at any time. For more information on how to become a member or what comes after the discovery class, visit the website or send an email to info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org or visit the website for more information on becoming a member of CSLGB. Welcome home. The CSLGB Ministry of Education has an upcoming class. Jesus, the man, myth, Messiah, and metaphysical master and mystery. The class will explore who and what Jesus is to us today. Is he a historical person who actually lived? If so, what is the impact of this on us today? The facilitator is Reverend Dr. Ray. Class is tentatively scheduled for January 2022. The investment is a love offering. If interested, contact Tracy Rhymes. For the full class descriptions and more information, you are encouraged to visit the website, CSLGreaterBaltimore.org or .com, to find more educational opportunities in ours and other communities we are partnered with. If you would like to receive a daily text and voicemail from Reverend Dr. Ray, type join to 833-663-9021 to begin receiving your daily inspirations. You will be glad you did. On the count of 3,
Prayer works.
on the count of 3,
1, 2, 3.
on the count of 3, we shout, prayer works. Ready?
1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3. Prayer. Wow. We, as a community, continue to treat and move our feet, knowing the truth for everyone around the planet. Prayer requests can be sent at any time via email to info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org. Celia Farran travels the globe with her inspirational music, comedy, and soul healing. She has opened for notable authors Neil Donald Walsh, Miriam Williamson, Dr. Masaru Emoto, Donna Eden, and Swami Byandananda. Miriam Williamson, author of A Return to Love, says, Celia's music calls women to their glory and men to their hearts. Ricky Byers says, Celia Farran owns the stage. So to learn more about Celia and visit her website, CeliaOnline.com. I give you Celia.
I am so grateful for you. I am so grateful for you. Thank you for the beautiful love. Thank you. treasure. I'm so grateful for how your light shines. I am so grateful for all of life's pleasures and past. You are a friend of mine. La 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 la, la 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 la. I am so grateful for you. La 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 la, la 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 la. I am so grateful for you. And how you shine, how you shine, the light, 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 how you shine. La 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 la, la 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 la. I am so grateful for you, so grateful for you. La 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 la, la 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 la. I am so grateful for you. La 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 la, la 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 la. I am so grateful for you, so grateful for you. La 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 la, la 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 la. I am so grateful for you, grateful for you. La 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 la, la 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 la. I am so grateful for you, so grateful for you. La 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 la, la 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 la. I am so grateful for. I am so grateful for you. So grateful, so grateful. I am so grateful for you.
Thank you, Celia. I'm still rocking. Sue now returns to lead us in a spiritual practice.
Good morning again. This meditation is based from one of the weekly text messages from Reverend Ray. I encourage you to reach out and get that. He said, Namaste, CSLGB. Many things occur in life that we are anything but thankful for. Traumas, travesties, and turmoil. And yet, we can find something else to be thankful for. And from that space, energy changed the world. Reverend Ray quotes Meister Eckhart, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. For me, some of the most traumatic events that have happened are relationship breakups or family issues. At the time, they seemed insurmountable. And yet now when I look back, I have to give thanks for each and every relationship and person involved. So in this meditation, let's spend a few moments just calling to mind and giving thanks for all those in your life that have helped to shape you. And give thanks, calling to mind and blessing each one with gratitude. We'll do this for a few moments, and I'll end with a quote and a spiritual mind treatment. quote from Joe Dispenza. By feeling and practicing gratitude in your waking day, you're in a state to receive. You are in an energy that is drawing something to you on a moment basis. I love Celia's song. I am so grateful for you and you and you. Whoever we call to mind and we give gratitude for, we are sending out this vibration, this resonant harmony that is just this spirit, God explosion of life and recognition of life and each other and love and beauty and joy that we give to each other. And sometimes it doesn't feel like that. And yet we can come back and give gratitude and thanks and just expand our conscious awareness of this amazing life and how amazing we are to be in it right here and right now at a time that could seem to be chaotic. And yet we're here in the midst of it and we give gratitude and thanks and we raise the vibrational level of our center, of our individual lives and of this earth, place, and space. I am so grateful for you. I am so grateful for this day. I am so grateful for the Center for Spiritual Living and Reverend Raymont. I just give gratitude and thanks, releasing, letting go, surrendering, trusting, knowing it's all well. It is all done unto me as I believe. I believe the highest and best is unfolding in my life and each and everyone's life and the life of this center. It is good, so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Sue. Senior Minister, Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, has frequently been referred to as a Renaissance man. One look at his resume and the reason becomes clear. As a lifelong learner with a passion for self-development, personal transformation, transmutation, and self-awakening, he lives his bliss as a teacher, mentor, speaker, minister, and so much more. His mission is to live, move, and be an active, which is an acronym, authentic, compassionate, transparent, inspired, vibrant, and empowered member of society who serves to educate, elucidate, emancipate, awaken, and empower people and communities. I give you him, Reverend Dr. Ray.
Hey, Tracy.
Hey.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. Happy blessed Sunday. Happy and grateful day to be alive and listen to the crackling of the fire behind Sue at this Oh, yes. Thank you, Celia. Ah, yes. Breathing in. It's good to be, right? Like it's good to just be. So right now, you know, it's that time of year. 'Tis the season. Thank you, Tracy. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Thank you, Randolph the reindeer. So as we close out this month, we're gonna talk about gratitude, but I feel the responsibility for us. Just follow along with me. It's easier to just follow along. Come on.
Oh boy.
So it says November, breathe in the view. And we're ending off November, still breathing in the view of gratitude as we get ready for December. And today we're talking about gratitude beyond. Living in the mystical journey, we cultivate a deeper gratitude for that which is seen. Now, I'm going to add something. That which is seen, unseen, and yet to be seen. The heard the unheard, and the yet to be heard along our path of becoming. Now, why are we talking about that kind of thing? Because it's easy to be grateful for the things that we have in our hands. It's easy to be grateful when everything is great. Like it's easy. It's easy to forget that we have practitioners that can pray with us when everything is going fine. Like it's easy to forget that I can get prayer even when things are good. Like I don't have to wait until something is not going well to get prayer. It's easy to be grateful for that. But what about when you don't see it in your hands? What about when there's the mystery of, oh, what is this? What is this question mark that I'm holding in my hands? What is this? Can I be grateful even in the midst of the unknown? So as Eckhart Tolle says, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. Breathe that in. Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. And yet, what if I don't readily see this good, this abundance? What if I don't readily feel it? What if I'm having a challenging time seeing that which is to be grateful? What if in the midst of whatever I am feeling right now, gratitude is, because in all honesty, come on folks, let's be real. We understand that there are people within our teaching who don't feel a reason to be grateful. For them, this is not, 'tis the season, Tracy said, 'tis the season to be jolly. For many people, if we're honest, 'tis the season to feel lonely, to feel depressed and feel so sad. If we're really honest, we know that time of year of great sadness, loneliness, depression, being blue is now. So wait a minute, Eckhart said, but what if I don't see it? So let's talk about what are we invited to do. So first, Ernest Holmes reminds us that we do not suggest to a person that they are all right when they are not. We do not suggest to the person who is experiencing that thing we call homelessness, we don't suggest to them, all is good, all is God, all is well. Pull yourself up by your spiritual bootstraps and we do not suggest to this person or to anyone that this is what this teaching or this consciousness would recommend. We acknowledge where that same thing we do in treatment. We acknowledge where you are. We acknowledge the truth. We express gratitude for the thing because we know it already exists in the absolute. And by anchoring to that gratitude in the absolute, then it shifts law of mind and action, the experience, and greatly increases the likelihood that this person will now experience what that prayer is, because prayer works. So let's be mindful. So read this with me, and I have a question. We have control over our experience in this life, what we think, what we eat, what we drink, the people we choose to surround ourselves with, our vocation, which can change at any time. We get to choose where we live, and we get to choose what we do with our precious gifts. Now, someone we all know shared this on their Facebook page recently, and someone sent me a comment and said, but I don't feel this, like, is this spiritual bypass or whatnot? So the question is, do we believe this? Do we believe that we have control over our experience in this life? That we get to control what we think, what we eat, what we drink, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, be mindful that in some ways this is a trick question, because the answer is both yes and. It's yes, and. Because while there is a certain level of control, there are people right now who live in a food desert. And because of their socioeconomic current situation and experience, they don't get to choose to eat some of the things that others of us may have. So it's important, even within our teaching, to recognize there is privilege. It's not just about racial privilege, white privilege. It's also about gender privilege, financial privilege, because privilege is that unique benefit that is afforded to someone that is not available to everyone. So before we just everything be grateful for it all, and why can't you just be grateful and be grateful, thankful? I'm so thankful, grateful, grateful, thankful, grateful, appreciative, thankful. And then we completely bypass and ignore that there are those who don't feel this. For them, the scales are tipped. So what is our invitation? Our invitation as practitioners of this teaching, whether licensed or not, is to uncover God in every person. To recognize that God is not sick. God is not poor. God is not unhappy. God is never afraid. God is never confused. God is never out of its place. The premise upon which all mental work is based is perfect God, perfect person, perfect being. And then we move our feet. Then we do the work. Then we go out into the world and assist those who do not know this, who do not recognize this, who do not feel gratitude and grateful. So when we run across people, we find people, we meet people, we encounter people who feel sad, who experience trauma, loneliness. We recognize and meet them where they are. We have to do this with ourselves first. So recognize, where am I? What am I feeling? Am I able to feel gratitude? Am I giving myself the space to experience whatever the trauma in my life is? Am I giving myself the self-care, the ease, and the grace? Am I doing this for my friends, for my family, for my spiritual community? Am I giving the conscious space for healing to occur? Because it's easy to expect others. Just do what I do. Just be grateful. Just pray. Like that's all it takes. No, that is not all it takes. Treat and move your feet. And being grateful, saying thank you is one thing. How many of us have heard someone say thank you? Tracy, thank you. And Tracy's like, yeah, but you didn't really mean it. We say it. It's a default. But if you're going to be grateful, then something visible, something visceral, something tangible must be expressed and felt. Simply saying the words don't mean anything, because I can mouth the words, you're God, I'm God, it's all God, and it's all good. Yay, team. It doesn't work. It has to be an embodied experience. Do not simply expect others to be readily grateful in the same way that you are. This is a process. Don't think, well, they should be grateful. They're alive. Some people feel so lost that they would rather not be. So don't expect them to be where we are. Don't expect them to be, pause, breathe. Breathe in the view and do the work to help others breathe in their view, and then shift their view and breathe in the view and shift their view. What is the point in my feeling gratitude if I'm unable to help Tracy feel grateful as well. Oh, I'm happy as a lark. And Tracy's like, you happy. You whistling around the house. And, ooh, she said it yesterday. A couple of weeks ago, I shared a quote by Malcolm X where he basically was saying, stop judging people for where they are when you know full well that at one time you weren't where you are, right? You're where you are right now, and you're looking at other people like, why aren't you doing better? Why aren't you grateful? Pause and breathe. You're where you are because you did the work. They're where they are because they may not know what work to do. So let your gratitude overflow to such a degree that it is helping others shift their consciousness as well. Let your gratitude be a gift to the world. Albert Schweitzer says, at times, our own light goes out and it is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have ignited or lighted the flame within us. There are times when the friends, the family, the spiritual community, the someone helps to rekindle that flame within us. As Tracy said, on the first Sunday of each month, we light these candles to remember, to reconnect with what it means to be one mountain, many paths, one tree, many branches. One God, many individualized expressions. Sometimes that fire might dim. And for some, that fire, they don't even know that there's a fire of divine spirit burning in, through, and as them. And so each of us, we are called into a new level of sowing seeds into one another, into the community. Don't just give $1 to the person that asks. Let that dollar be a seed of energetic expression that you say, I know that this dollar, as soon as it touches their hand or into that bucket, I know that their entire life must be transformed. Bless one another. Sow the seeds. There's this phrase, dude says, yeah, I could give you a fish, but that would only feed you for a day. And we know that because there is this thing called rugged individualism in New Thought. Some folks say it this way: give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Leave the dude alone and he'll figure it out. Leave him alone, he'll figure it out. That is not the consciousness nor the paradigm by which we operate. We provide tools for conscious transformation, the conscious awakening to our divine spiritual magnificence. Our job is to sow seeds into our own lives, to pour into the lives of those around us and into the greater community. So let's revisit this. If you give someone a fish, you feed them for a day. If you teach them to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. Well, yes. And what about the highest version of that, where if you give a hungry person a fish and their hunger is now satisfied, right? So if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, yes. But he's hungry. She's hungry now. Give the hungry person the fish and then teach them. Because once the hunger is satisfied, they will learn what you are teaching about how to fish. They'll learn it far more effectively, and they will be far more appreciative of both the fish you fed them with and the lesson you are teaching them, so that they can now do the teaching themselves. So teach them, pray with them, and teach them to pray. Meditate with them and teach them to meditate. Give them an affirmation and teach them how to declare their own affirmations. Point out their gratitude or things they can be grateful for, and then sow the seeds so that they are able to recognize gratitude in their own lives without us, until such time as that flame may grow dim and we rekindle it in each other. Michael Bernard Beckwith says, gratitude places you in the energy field of plenitude. Glow with gratitude and see how awe and joy will make their home in you. So this gratitude changes the very vibration of everything that we experience. We now experience wonder and awe. It becomes home. It becomes our default setting. And so pause and breathe, because yes, there are those experiences and situations where we feel imprisoned, oppressed, depressed, sad, sick. And Viktor Frankl reminds us, the last of human freedoms, the ability to choose one's attitude, especially an attitude of gratitude, in any given circumstances, especially in difficult circumstances. Especially when things are difficult, how do we develop an attitude of gratitude? How do we allow that to be the thing that gives us buoyancy to stay afloat? He goes on to say, whatever happens to us, we always have a choice. We may not be able to choose what happens to us, but even then, we are able to choose how we deal with and respond to what happens. Everything can be taken away from a person, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, the ability to choose your attitude. We may not be able to avoid suffering, but we can relate to it and bear it in different ways. And it is this choice and this inner spiritual freedom that makes this choice possible. And that cannot be taken away from us. That makes life meaningful and purposeful. And from there, we recognize that we are able to assume and take that journey of 1,000 steps with one step on the road to recovery, the road to healing, because we recognize that, as he said, it makes life meaningful and purposeful. It also makes healing possible and makes healing inevitable, because we are now able to be grateful for all things, that which is seen, unseen, and yet to be seen. Thank you for calling. We are able to be great. That's gratitude calling. We are able to be and feel this joy because we get to choose our attitude, even in the midst of. But it's a practice. It's not an automatic. It's not a default until such time as we practice it. Neil Donald Walsh says, gratitude in advance is the most powerful creative force in the universe. Gratitude in advance. How are we expressing? Well, pause, because keep in mind, we do this already in many ways. For example, how many of us thank the person in the restaurant, the server, before we even have the food? We place an order and we say thank you, typically. Would you like some water? Yes, please. Thank you. So what would you like? I'd like this salad, that salad, the other, sweet potato fries with thank you. Oh, you're welcome. We already know how to express gratitude in advance. We do it already. So now let's up-level it and recognize, as Cicero said, gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. Because this thing called gratitude gives us the ability to stand in the consciousness of yes. What do we say? The law always says yes. But are we mindful of what it is saying yes to? So let us do the same thing that Yeshua did, because Yeshua said therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe that you have received it and you shall have it. Isn't that a spiritual mind treatment? You pray in the present as though you already have the thing that you have, as it also says in scripture, to speak a thing that is yet to be as though it already is, and it must be. So Yeshua demonstrated this because he said, so they took away the stone, and Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank you for you have already heard me. I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me. But I said this on account of the people standing around, that they may believe that you sent me. So I'm declaring this so that they may see by my example. And when he said these things, he cried out loud, Lazarus, come forth. He gave gratitude before Lazarus came out of the grave. Am I giving gratitude right now for the book that I am publishing? That the book that is yet to be published is already published in the mind of God. Am I able to be grateful? Am I able to be grateful for the healing of my foot now, even while the healing is taking place? Am I able to be grateful now for the beautiful building that CSL Greater Baltimore already has in the mind? Am I able to be grateful now for what is seen, what is not seen, and what is yet to be seen? Am I able to stand on the road of 1,000 miles, the road from point A to point B, and recognize that because of the yes, because of the mental equivalent of yes, because of the mental equivalent of gratitude right now, as it shows up in the 4 pillars, it shows up in how we think, it shows up in what we say, it shows up in what we are feeling, and it shows up in what we are doing. Treat and move your feet. Are your feet, your actions demonstrating your faith? Are you a lived demonstration of what you are grateful for? When someone looks at you, do they see your yes as a life well lived, steeped in gratitude? Wallace D. Waddell says, the reason simply is that the mental attitude of gratitude draws the mind into close touch with the source from which all blessings come. Gratitude anchors us in the same way that Yeshua said, look, I know that the law says yes. I know that that which is the infinite Father, Mother, infinite genderless thing itself, the universe itself, I know that it says yes to me, to my thoughts, my words, my feelings, my actions. It says yes. It says yes before I even say the prayer. The yes is already. Why? Because the yes is acting upon what we think, what we say, both internally and externally. What we say in a text, in an email. The universe is saying yes. What I'm saying in my feeling space, do I feel at one with Sue's prayer and meditation? Am I able to anchor and ground with the gratitude that she was exuding through the screen, through the very ethers of creation? Am I able to resonate with that same gratitude and feel it on some level? Because if I am, then the universe is already acting upon what I'm feeling as well. I haven't said a word, but I'm already a resonant match. My mental equivalent is already saying yes. And knowing that, then I am anchored consciously to the source from which all blessings come. And then what we appreciate appreciates. So I am grateful for a blessing. And then I have 2, and then 2,000. And one of the things that I said in one of the daily messages earlier, there was this song when I was growing up I count my blessings instead of sheep. And, part of the song says, when I am worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep. Then I fall asleep, counting my blessings. When I am able to count, I am blessed by each one of you. I am blessed by your presence and your prayers and your consciousness. Because if I didn't feel blessed by you, then you wouldn't be seeing me right here, right now. I'd be doing something else, flipping burgers, or Tracy rolled her eyes at me. Making pizzas, like I would be doing something else. But I feel the resonance with the beloved community. I feel your presence. I feel the blessings. And so I am here knowing that as you bless me, prayerfully I bless you, and prayerfully that blessing grows and multiplies and magnifies in the same way that Yeshua took the fish and loaves and blessed it, multiplied it, and fed the people. And then he and the disciples taught the people. And so we breathe in the view, we breathe in the gratitude, we breathe in the blessings, knowing that this is the season. And when is it not the season? Every day is reason to celebrate. Every day is reason to light a candle. Every day is reason to reignite the flames of our own power and presence. And remember who and what we are, because this source that Wallace is talking about, it is you in human, individualized, incarnated form. There is no this source as apart from you. It is you, and you are it. So breathe and be grateful. Breathe and be grateful. And as we breathe, we move to that part of service where we talk about the invitation to do spiritual practice this week. So journal, or just think about whatever works for you. What does this quote by Rashid Ogunlaru mean as your daily practice? That's the key thing. Daily practice. Now, don't just read the quote. What does it mean to practice this? In life, one has a choice to take one of two paths: to wait for some special day, or to celebrate each special day. To celebrate each day as special. What will we choose? And then, what does my mental equivalent demonstrate that I am saying yes to? Because we're always saying yes to something. I'm either saying yes to being depressed or yes to being happy, joyful. Or I'm saying yes to holding the container to feel depressed and joyful. I'm holding the space to experience both. Now, it doesn't have to be either or, but both and. But it's saying yes. And is that truly what I want my yes to be? Because the universe is always saying yes. And then lastly, have a conversation with 4 people about what you are choosing to be grateful, thankful for, to be appreciative of, even before you had it as a manifested experience. This week's declaration or affirmation, I will say it first, and if you feel so aligned, say it with me on the second go round. I am grateful for everything I am, do, and have. Together. I am grateful for everything I am, do, and have. And we breathe in the joy, the gratitude, and the love as we avail ourselves to the gratitude for the beautiful music and the beautiful person of Celia as she graces us with another of her blessings. Thank you, Celia.
I live for creative community, smile goddess. Smile 'cause she's dancing inside us. Live on the nectar of love, sweet love, sweet love. I am so grateful for this moment, this beautiful, sweet, wonderful now moment. And I am so grateful for this time, this magical, miraculous connection so divine. I live for creative community, smile for the dance of ecstasy, live on the nectar of love, sweet love. I sing her with the breath of the goddess, smile 'cause she's dancing inside us. Live on the nectar of love, sweet love, sweet love. I am so grateful for this feeling, this beautiful, sweet, succulent now feeling. And I am so grateful for your smile, this joyous laughter, playfulness. Let's stay here for a while. I live for creative community, smile for the dance of ecstasy, live on the nectar of love, sweet love. I sing her with the breath of the goddess, smile 'cause she's dancing inside us. Live on the nectar of love, sweet love, sweet love. Gratitude's my attitude, my cup runneth over for my tribe. Gratitude's my attitude, so many reasons to shine. I live for creative community, smile for the dance of ecstasy, live on the nectar of love, sweet love. I sing her with the breath of the goddess, smile 'cause she's dancing inside us. Live on the nectar of love, sweet love. I live for creative community, smile for the dance of ecstasy, live on the nectar of love, sweet love. I sing her with the breath of the goddess, smile 'cause she's dancing inside us. Live on the nectar of love, sweet love, sweet love. I live for creative community, smile for the dance of ecstasy, live on the nectar of love, sweet love. I sing her with the breath of the goddess, smile 'cause she's dancing inside us. Live on the nectar of love, sweet love, sweet love. Love, sweet love, sweet love. Love, sweet love, sweet love.
Tracy just looking at me. Well, you're on camera. They can hear you talk. Thank you, Celia, as always. Yes, living for creative community, the ecstasy, love, sweet love. What the world has now is love. Tracy's rolling her eyes at me again. Wish y'all could see this. I'm gonna start doing a split screen of some kind and let y'all see this. So in gratitude, we enter that time of service where we express through treasure, tithes, and donations. For the purpose of what, Tracy?
Rent, lights.
Rent, lights. So keep in mind, CSL Greater Baltimore is a business. So part of your tithes and donations go for the building that we are creating, keeping the lights on, like the nuts and bolts of paying for Zoom. So we have the subscription, like part of it is that, but part of it is also where you are spiritually fed. You are doing what you can do to make sure that this center, this community is able to continue to do the great work that we do. For example, in case you didn't remember this, before COVID, we had adopted Edmondson Elementary School. One of the things that we did was paid off all of the student debt so that the students were able to have lunch. So any students that were not able to eat the school lunch because of debt, CSL Greater Baltimore, you helped to make it possible for that debt to be erased so that the students could eat. We adopted a family for Christmas and made sure that the grandmothers were able to provide for the grandchildren. So your tithes and donations aren't only for this community, it's for CSL Greater Baltimore and how we are showing up in the Baltimore community, the East Coast, the Maryland area. How are we showing up in the world, period? Baltimore Station, working with the veterans there. Like your tithes and donations are for all of the good that we have pledged as a beloved community to do in the world. And this is your opportunity. So in case you're new or didn't know, the practitioners have pledged by the end of the year, on top of their regular pledges, the regular tithes, $25,000 by year's end. As of 11/24, that number is 15,910. The community's matching pledge of 25,000 as of 11/24 is 2,850. And this is on top of their regularly scheduled pledges, tithes, donations. Now, you may not know how to tithe or donate, and in case you don't, you have options. PayPal, text to give, postal mail service. If you ever have questions or want to know how to divide a portion between emergency care, music ministry, etc., feel free to reach out and send an email or go to the website, cslgreaterbaltimore.com/give, or ask any of the board of trustees. And so we breathe. And as I always remind us that our declaration of financial wealth and abundance is also a declaration that wealth of health, wealth of gratitude, and abundance of joy, and abundance of laughter, being prosperous in our relationships and connections, that this is a declaration of all of that as well. A declaration of the unseen, the yet to be seen, all of the blessings of and from and through Source, from all of the ways that Source blesses itself as us. So if you are feeling in alignment with this, then say it with Tracy and I. Ready, Tracy?
Oh, I guess I'm in alignment.
Yes, you're in alignment.
Okay.
Whether you want to be, no. And together, I joyfully, consciously, and gratefully participate in the law of circulation. I trust in the spiritual principle that says, as I sow into my beloved community, I demonstrate my awareness of standing not only in the flow, but as the flow itself. As I sow of myself, my time, my treasure, my talent, I demonstrate my support and engagement in my community's vision, mission, and purpose. I actively give as a demonstration of manifesting, of reaping the harvest of a world that works for all. Breathe, breathe in the view, recognizing that the infinite source, universe, the thing itself, is the absolute demonstration of that and so much more in each and every one of our lives, because our lives are that which is the one life, and that life is love itself. That life is awesomeness itself. And so right now we are grateful for the opportunity to allow the awesomeness that is spirit to express as our individual awesomeness. So go out in the world, as Tracy says, and be awesome today. And because you are being it, do awesome things today. Be grateful for the opportunity to know that just by you sitting where you're sitting, you are being and doing that very thing right now. And we breathe. And so, as I said earlier, you can get prayer even when things are, especially when things are already feeling good, feeling great. Did you know, Tracy, did you know that licensed practitioner Sue Monaghan is available immediately after service for one-on-one prayer?
Really?
Sue will know the truth about you, recognizing the infinite power and presence of gratitude itself, demonstrating in, through, and as you. If you would like Sue to pray with you, type the word prayer in the chat box and Tracy will make sure to split you out into a break room for that. For the rest of us, Tracy will unmute everyone momentarily, not yet, pause, so that everyone can join in and share the love. So in this moment, as we close service, we know that that which is being of and in service as God, in service as Spirit, in service as the activity of the universe acting upon itself. We go out in the world and we continue being of service, being in service to every person we meet, every path we cross, knowing that our lives, every thought we think, every word we speak, every feeling, and every action are sowing seeds that transform the world. And so 'tis the season to transform, to demonstrate, to manifest, and to be grateful for a world that works for all, right here and right now. This is so, it is done, and together we say, and so it is. Much love. See you soon.